That should be okay. Ish. Marginally. What's up, Noah? How you doing, bud? Hey, Skimp. How are you? Anything exciting happening, guys? Oh, it was very nice. Very, very nice, Skimp, for sure. I enjoyed it a lot. It's always nice to get away for a few days. What's up? Chasur? Chasur? Not sure if I said that right. Delvin! What is good? You're doing well? Oh, thanks, Big Show. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, but yes. Thank you. It's better to be lucky than good, man. Better to be lucky than good. I'll take it. I will, I will. It's super nice to have a red boss after forever without a red boss, actually. Quite pleased with it. Thanks, Scott. How you doing, Scotty? I'm actually very pleased about a red boss. Hope you're doing well, Scott. It's been a very long time. I think we can pretty much just ignore silence gems on this boss. To be honest, I wouldn't really worry about silence gems. I think there's a lot of good red options. Of course, no traps and no KO. Yeah, right, Noah? For sure. I can do that, Rusty. I can do that. What's up, Jamie? How are you? How you doing, Rust? Rusty? Hope you're doing well, Rusty. Corey!
Yeah.
I'll steer him wrong, Rusty. You know me. Good for it. How you doing, Corey? This is obviously not my account, but I think I will be running for me, on my account, the Codicals, and then, because it's promoted and I like getting the boss points for my promoted one, I will use Hall of Fame Foley. Rusty, that's hilarious. Tomorrow is your birthday, 45. You're an old man officially. I am only a few months behind you, Jamie, and I will also be officially an old man. Happy one day early birthday. Mm, would it kill them to have a search by name feature in this spot? Of course, he doesn't show up as generating red either. Class. What's up, Rogue Effect? Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm marginally okay sometimes. I just make it my goal not to super suck a ton. And I don't always do that. Batista will be quite good, actually. Yeah. He's got the Pyros and the Reds. Yep. Absolutely, Batista will be really good. Yippers. I mean, a few people might. He's quite good. So he's good at aggressive. There's a couple sleeper picks at aggressive, really. I will run that. So this is actually what I'm gonna run. No Sako gear though. I don't anticipate him hitting hard. Poacher! Poacher! Yeah, Muscleman Bray will hit well. Absolutely. I just use my promoters first. How are you two, Bob? I just use my promoted ones first. That's all. So, I'll probably carry with Jacob because he looks like he'll be the easiest for me. 1 mega this weekend. I got Tuso, Zombie LA, Tech Hogan. Pretty good. I'd say Vern Roberts. Congrats. Yeah, Muscleman Bray will definitely be fine. Restate. He'll hit pretty hard. Yeah. A lot better than initially expected. Yes. Tiffany ended up being a lot better than expected, and I would say Zombie Cody's another one of those. I hated Cody on release. He was basically worthless as far as I was concerned. Um, yeah, restate Jacob. Um, and now after like moments, plates, gear, and stuff, Cody is quite good in a lot of situations. And then Tiffany's another one. I use Tiffany a lot. I like Tiffany a lot. And initially on release, she uh, sucked balls. Actually, she was terrible. And now she's solid. If you for what I try and do, I would say she's good, and I use her a lot. But I think she's good, solid to good in general now. I'd say those two jump out as being better than initially. Yeah, Jacob 99 for this one. Yeah, restate. I have a video up if you want to see it. He should probably, depending on how much extras you have, he could potentially hit for like a bill himself. Acro Sammy? What style is Samicles under? Bammer will be okay. Yeah, he'll be solid. Vader will be really good. Mm-hmm. What's up, footers? How you doing? Sub Reds. Yeah, yeah. Sammy will be solid. Yeah, yeah. Probably do close to a billion restate. What's up, Tiger King? I'd say Jacob will do close to a bill. Yeah, Sammy should be really solid this way for sure. Reds into the multiplies. Yeah, bam, 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 bam with the red multiplies. Same as Vader and Showboat Seth. Will all be really good reds. Yep. Yeah, Jacob with gear and moment core. Yeah, I'm good, Stuart. How are you, man? I are good. I mean, Drew won't be terrible either. He's not going to be like amazing, but Drew won't be terrible at all. Yeah, Muscle Man will be good. Gelfing. Hall of Fame DDP will be okay. Yep, he's got a buff too. And then swipe into the buff. Yeah, Hall of Fame DDP will hit pretty good. Yep. Solo will hit hard with the pyros. So Solo will hit really hard. Actually, Solo I think potentially have a shot to hit the hardest on turn one combined. Because he'll get 2 cycles down easily with 99 MP because you'll be able to start with 2 moves. Max on freeze is generally the best for focus, just in case you don't win turn one. There's some good ones. Triple blue Ilya will be fine at focused. Um, Brett would be fine. The sub, and the finisher and the increase move. Brett would actually be pretty solid. What's his face? Seamus probably okay-ish with reds. Might be a bit on the slow side, but Seamus might be okay at Showboat, at Focused as well. Um, Mainly you just want to bring your break. That's okay, Bunders. There's plenty of stuff to talk about. We'll get there when we get there. Yeah, I can show you how I'd run solo. Absolutely. Uh, that's not a video I plan on doing, so I mean, Kali won't be terrible. So happy to show it. So especially if you have the moment, it'll help. You're getting obstacles of the pyros 100%. But solo, I would run focusing completely on the pyros. And there's other ways you could do this, but I would start 2-click this and then this with the buff, because every pyro gem is a 9 times buff, right? So in effect, you're buffing the pyro gems when you blow them up with this. And yes, so Bushel absolutely should be. So you'd use Batista and Maxine right here. And pyro gem damage and 4 more pyros. And yeah, this is how I'd set them up. May gives you 100% on those pyros, so it's essentially 100% purple. And this gets you almost the entire board full of pyros. So just click and then hit your finisher, and then buff, click. You should be able to get 2 cycles. The second cycle should be absolutely massive. First one should be quite big as well. No comment. No comment, Bob. So yeah, he should do super big damage. I think uh he might have a chance to solo carry the boss, maybe, if you have really good stuff, Piper Plate, etc., with the 2 cycling it twice respect. So obviously just this, and then this, and this. You should be able to get 2 down easily, only having to do 5 moves. None of these moves take a long time with him either. Really, the animations are pretty fast, so I would think that would do extremely well. Potentially one of the harder hitting, especially if your stars are filled, levels are maxed, etc. The other one I think will be really good if you can get 2 cycles down, and I think you'll be able to, is triple red Cody with a Titan plate. As long as you can get 2 cycles through. No, not finisher first. Pyros first, then finisher, and then increase MP. Pyros, finisher. That way you get the Piper plate twice as well. I think you'll have plenty of time. Agreed, Rusty. I think Solo is ridiculously good with multiple movesets, and I think his coach is actually grossly underrated. Honestly. His coach lets you do a ton of interesting things on a lot of different cards, so I'm big on Solo, actually. So I agree completely. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So that's how I would run Solo. For boss, he should be quite good. DDP, as people said, should be solid. He's got the red buff, and then the countdown gems. So here, you have to swipe and stuff, but that's not the end of the world, and it's really easy to run. You just won't be able to stack the buff. You can also drip plate this for boss 2. Get a few more multiplies, but this will be good. It won't be Jacob good, but it will be good. Quite good. Vader will be awesome. Triple red. Make sure you use Mosh if you're using Vader. Don't use Sherry. Big mistake people make on this build is using Sherry instead of Mosh. Mosh is way, way better on this build for Vader. He'll be quite good, though. Is he aggressive or chaotic? He's aggressive, yeah. Who am I using? Here, let's do this easier. I have a button for this. Capture. Mherex. So I like use Beef. Thanks for the raid, buddy. Hope you had a good stream. Yeah, Vader will still be fine. He'll have hard bunders. Zombie Chelsea, you can check my preview. Multiple ways to run her depending on what you have. Triple red, black red red, or triple purple. All are quite good. It depends on what you prefer and what you have. But preview will cover all of that. I go into depth with that. If you don't have the stuff I'm using in the preview, there's also a budget build, which is how I'd recommend running her on a budget. So you have 2 options. I guarantee you one of those will fit you. So Bob, really for me, I like getting my points in. Sean, how are you? With the promoters, right? I'm still trying actively to get the 2 promoters I'm missing. I like the currency. I refresh the store a lot, trying to get shards, so I burn a lot of boss currency. So my promoters are Powerhouse and Technician that are maxed, and that's all I'll have maxed for a while, right? So I'm gonna run Powerhouses and Techs, and this one, it looks like having a unfreeze to be safe. So I'll probably just run Cody here, even if Ilya is way better. I'd rather play safe, but it just depends. No, I leveled him up a while ago. He's super clicky, but he'll help with the shield. and he's got reds with a buff, so he won't be terrible. I'll use him one time for one match, right? Once my defensive are done, Jacob's going in. So the question depends, who am I using, or who, and the only one, like, these are the two, these three, I'll probably mess around with all three of these to see which is better for carrying. Austin is super easy. Cody, I think, will hit really hard with this one in particular. So, but for doing my 1 wins for each style, it'll be this. He definitely hasn't infected me. It's a ton of clicks, and Juggernauts take forever to resolve. So no, not infection. Yep, Bunders, I did a video on Cody as well. Sako in his lineup. Yes, the video posted for how I'm going to run him in boss, but absolutely. I'm going to run him triple red. Because Titan Plate procs on a sub in boss. And only boss. So yeah, triple red with gear. What's up, Stinger? First cycle should be like 400-ish million, and that's with a holo with the moment. Second cycle, I think, should be massive, because you're getting both the buff again and the Titan again. So as long as you can get 2 cycles down, which I think you can, because it's pretty smooth, you don't have to click the board anywhere. So as long as you get 2 full cycles down, I think he can. This Cody is just there for the unfreeze for me. Ilya's my better choice, but I don't have unfreeze maxed, and I like playing boss safe rather than sorry. So just in case whatever match I'm in can't turn 1, I'll have Cody. But that being said, Rusty, if I go in and there's like good damage, I'll just triple blue and take Ilya. Right? So. Yes, Jamie, correct. I did. That sounds completely familiar. Yeah, I am a fully mark. Indeed. So I will try carrying with all 3 of these after my individual styles are done. Just to see Austin's 2-click, but and I'll carry with whichever one's easier. This will be fun, so I'll definitely try it. Right, that'll be super fun. Too bad it's not a showboat, huh? Absolutely restate. Too bad it's not a showboat. That would be super fun. Also, I don't know if anyone's talking about Bubba, but Bubba with a boat plate. Solo will be awesome, Sandel. Could be really interesting. Because this is 350% red gem damage, depending how many stacks you can get on turn 1. That could be extremely interesting with a boat plate. I don't know if anyone's really talking about Bubba a lot, but he could kind of be a sneaky good pick. I don't know. I don't know how many times you can get it down, but also interesting. Defensive actually has a lot of really good choices this go around, shockingly. You got Jacob, you can use Solo, you got Bubba, Foley's decent for the shield. I mean, that's just a lot. DDP should hit pretty hard. When has defensive ever had this many options? I feel like never. Usually defensive, you're like, everybody sucks. There's a lot of good options there, I think. Yeah, that's 2 Bob. Evo, get him. Get him. Get him. I really want his gear. In particular, I mostly want 1 gear. But they never, all the Hall of Fame gears are showing up, but not this. I want this 1 gear. And then I could use him, maybe. Probably not. I'll never hit 110 million. I'll never have a seance. So I'll never hit 110 million. Gotcha, Kid Kelly. Yeah, definitely thinking good thoughts for you and your grandma, buddy. Okay. It's super clicky though, but I would use it because fully and it is Mherex proof. But there's also you can do the funky if you have his MP gear, you can do the funky one too. With the damage per red thing. I always like that one too. I don't know how that would do, but I feel like this one would be really good as well. With him. I didn't play him a ton because, you know. Then you got multiplies. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with Foley, especially with the gear. But, you know, for boss in particular, because you could actually use the sub. Probably not. I don't know. That's good, Kid Kelly. That's good. Meh. I don't know. It's weird. You maybe wouldn't use sub, jugs, and jugs, certain timing in Viola. Yeah, because you could do it without the down move, and if this one changed your which one? 3 Juggernaut gems for every red. Not this one. This red one. Yeah. If this one goes off first, it hits the multiplies, right? Before it gets destroyed. I would think. Not this one. No, this one. Here. This one. Yeah. Like you said in the timing. I think that could be pretty cool. For you, it's easy to load because you have the gear, right? So super easy to load. That I could see being super strong for boss because your buff percentage into multiply gems, and then depending how many, like if you have, so if you have gear, you can run Seth for an extra jug and Goldberg for an extra jug. Now you got 6, and then you would also have this too. So now you're making 9. That's a lot of red gem buffage. Yeah, Hitman played Acolyte. Yep. I mean, you don't know that for sure, Bob. Now, me, I'm just gonna do this and help with the shield. So, correct. Juggernauts and boss are always kind of scary, to be honest. A little bit. I'm just gonna do that, do a little bit of damage, help with the shield. I'm just there to look pretty. Really, with that. That's just there to look pretty. But I would like to get his gears. Right on, beef. Because I am a Foley mark. Also, if I got his gears, I think I would show the dude love gear. If I had all of his gears, I think that would be my gear of choice. I think I would go with the dude love gear. Just saying. Southside, I don't think you're wrong. I think that's the gear I would show. Also, I have 100%, multiple 100% straps for every single Hall of Fame class except for one. It is, of course, Powerhouse, the one I'm missing. The best I have is 40. Every other class for Hall of Fame, I have multiple 100%ers. The game just knows I love Foley. Anyway, yeah, so that's probably what I will run, Bob. To answer your question, it's always the one you need. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But this will probably be Cody just for the unfreeze because I like playing it safe. We'll see. But I'll rotate my boss promoters first, and then I'll just carry with whatever's more fun. These 3. It depends how Cody works, but yes, for my roster, yes. I'll mess around with solo too because I do have the moment, but I don't have a stars filled or levels maxed. Um, I do have a strap set up for him with a Piper plate, so I'll probably mess with solo as well. For Jacob and Cody, yes. I don't plan on doing a solo video. And Austin, I don't plan on because Austin's as straightforward as they come. It's just 2 clicks, repeat. Just these two repeating. You just want to get the buff as many times as you can. So, but I like whatever's going to be easy. So I feel like for me, I'm just going to run Jacob and then hit the sub and then hit the countdowns and then hit the reduce countdowns and then go to the next match. So that'll probably be the simplest. So likely that's what I'll carry with. I don't know. But yeah, defensive has a ton of options. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. Was talking about him before you got in, I think, Evo. I don't think you're wrong. Defensive is loaded. Seth will do solid, yeah. Especially if you have the subby plate. Seth will absolutely do solid. The longer it goes, the better Seth gets in one like this. No. Same for these two, actually. They just get stronger. Yeah, definitely Bray with the sub build would be quite good. Because of all the multiplies right here. Especially if you have moment, you could easily do Bray with the sub build. Northern Mouth. Ali can always hit super hard too if you. It's the timing can be difficult, but Ali can hit super hard. You just really need this because you're gonna get 200% in buffage, into multiplies, into red gems. So another really good aggressive pick. Yeah, Batista's going to be awesome. He's going to have 9 times boost from the pyro, 5 times from the red. Plus he's got his, if you have his gear too. Yeah, Batista will be quite strong for sure. He's aggressive as well, I think. If you have him gold, yeah, Batista. With 28 rando into pyro, the 2 rows, and the pyros into red. What's up, Crazy Dina? How are you? Batista's also super phenomenal trainer. Yeah, Batista's great, Dominic. Absolutely love him. This trainer is really, really, really strong. Really strong. 200% pyro gem damage is a ton. So I'm big on Batista. What's up, Chris? Yeah, like seriously, on single pulls because I was just wanted a milestone. Um, I lucked out, dude. Like crazy. I got a video posted, Dina. It's also in the faction chat. Awesome, Dominic. Congrats. Yeah, Batista's got a fantastic trainer. Hey, Professor, how you doing? Glad you survived the hurricane and your house is intact and all of that jazz. Hopefully back to somewhat normalcy for you. Yeah, Batista will be great though with the Pyro setup. He's a great card in general. Big fan. Sorry, official channel poster. Um, that's awesome, Restate. That is awesome. Vader will be really good. Ali could be really good. Honestly, good sleeper pick. I have a video on him I'm posting later, probably after the stream or maybe during it. He'll actually be really solid too. Um, oh, they're pretty good. Pretty good, Professor. Not the multiplies in this case, Corey. So it is. Could go over to the other account now. Spear, vertical suplex, and big boot. Dominic, you might be surprised to learn I actually think Chelsea is significantly better than Zombie Live. Yeah, Sherry is super important and a resource hog for sure. Yep, Batista's power gems are nasty. Absolutely. Depending on what level boss you're doing. His pyro gems with the right setup should hit for a very large amount this time. Probably, I want to say at gold. I think with the setup we just showed with gear, I think you can do like 35-ish, but then you're getting 9 and 5 boosts, so I like 500 million plus. I think so, yeah. Powerhouse Chelsea, I think she's way better than Zombie Liv. I don't think it's close. Both budget build and top end build. But I'm not a big Zombie Live fan. The only way I would use Zombie Live, period, is against multiply users. No other way. It's with Chelsea available. I'd rather run Chelsea's builds than Liv's. I could see if you're somebody that likes the Rock's Finery build. I am not a fan. Everybody knows that of doing less damage. But if you want to use Rock's Finery in the botch set, you can. She struggled a bit at silver. Gold, she just doesn't have the damage with the time. But I have lots. I have multiple videos on Chelsea. She'll go gold to me in a heart, like as soon as the thing is over. Right, the first talent up when I can. Oh, she's the best Liv for sure. Think so. I'm not a big fan of Trickster Liv either, though. So I mean, Seth will be great for people that have him. There's a lot of good options for Red Boss. Maybe not as many crazy redonkulous OP options, but there's a lot of really strong red options. And interestingly, for once, Focus doesn't have as many options as the other ones. Right on, Dina. Like Bunders, I think Bunders said, yeah, Sammy should have a pretty solid build for him with the sub, leaving the multiplies into the reds in the countdowns. Bam Bam's got a decent build. Depends what you want to do. I would probably go with the Acolyte and not worry about recycling. Because I don't think you're probably going to have to as long as you have a few other people on your team. Which Seth? Showboat Seth. Mutant Seth will be okay. Showboat Seth will be really good. Mutant Seth will be okay. Um, Yeah, aggressive's pretty good. Defensive is really good to me. But yeah, aggressive is good too with like Vader and stuff. I really like defensive. He'll go close to a bill. Solo, I think, can go over a bill turn one. Foley with nonsense could do really well. Bubba could do extremely well. Um, DDP really well. Yeah, aggressive and defensive are both really good. Lots of good stuff in defensive too. Very unusual, especially for defensive. Defensive, usually you're lucky if there's one good one. Uh, yeah, that's really the only ultimate plate that's going to benefit her much. To be honest, is the debound specs. Right, Evo? Me too. And chaotic isn't usually is pretty good. It's not as strong as I would like, to be honest. Um, there's zombie Cody, no KO, Seth. What else is there? I haven't went through chaotic very much. Is there anything else good in chaotic, guys? I don't think so. If they are, I don't have them leveled, apparently. Oh, is OTC chaotic? OTC would be probably okay, right? No, yeah, I don't know. I have to look at what he does. Yeah, fully with nonsense. Not easy to play. You'd want his gears to get the most out of it. We talked a bit about it early. Funky setup with the sub, and then you have to put moves down and swipe in the right order to get the buff. Multiple swipes with juggernauts. So it's not this one. It's this one. And that jug, and then the jug. This jug to get multiplies down. So you have to do it in the right order and swipe in the right order, and then you'd have multiplies down with tons of buffs. And if you have gears, your multiplies will be quite big and your buff will be quite large. Yeah, I mean, you can always use Regal, right? Because he can hit for like 500 million on his own. Viable? Defend? What do you mean by viable? If you want to win in like 3 or 4 turns, yes, he's viable. It's gonna take probably 3 cycles, though. 33 spec. Yeah, I mean, you if you have Regal, he doesn't need boss buffs, right? The Regal, you got a bunch of stuff he can hit for like 500 million. You don't need me to tell you that though. If you have Regal, why would I talk about him? If you have all the stuff for Regal, go ahead and use him. But he just doesn't need um he doesn't need buffs. Just do his normal thing. A few, but the multiplies aren't. The multiplies aren't pyro boosts. You'd just be better off running the multiplies. I mean, yeah, you do get some pyros, but they're okay. I mean, I guess there's a few. Yeah, the few you turn, but the bigger damage is multiplies, I would think. I'll stay out of that one since you're asking chat. Regal and Boss is got really slow animations. I've used him. You can see I have him maxed for unfreeze. I just don't like using him. I will say Rhea is definitely the worst by far, and it's not even close. I'll say that. But yeah, I mean, like, sure, you can absolutely run Regal, but if you got all the stuff for Regal, you don't need me. You don't need me to tell you. You know how hard you can hit. Yeah, Lady Trickster at gold is not like it was at silver. I only really like Trish, personally. And I know a lot of people that don't like Trish, but I'm a big fan of Trish. I only really like Trish. I prefer Chelsea over Liv myself, actually, Chris. But I took her for boss. It's just not fast. Lady Trickster, as good as it was at silver, is not nearly as good at gold. Drip Coda is still one of the best options if you have a drip. I prefer Trish over Drip Coda, but I think a lot of people might say Drip Coda. But Trish is really easy to play, so I like it. So is Drip Coda, though, to be fair. Me? Yes, Dominic. Yes, I am. No, Bianca is not good at gold. Very not good. Uh, you can, here, actually, do not buy her gear from the wall. Let me switch. I'll show you. Bianca with everything is not a fast win. Switch accounts. What's up, Bob? Oh, I got her gear. One of her gears out of the thing. One of the gears. I got the gold gear. I keep forgetting to, like, I don't know if it was this month or last month. I got her gold gear out of a bag. That's why. But I completely forget to click on it. And I actually totally forgot I had gotten it because my China's 5-star gold and I don't care. Yeah, Evo wasn't playing that month. Um, so yeah, thank you, Bob. I kept wondering where the red dot was. Appreciate it. I'm like, gosh dang it, where is that freaking red dot? I've actually looked multiple times. I just never get that far down because she's at 5-star gold, and then I just get bored and give up. um, of looking for it. So, who was I gonna play? Oh, Bianca. That's right. Bianca not good at gold anymore. I don't think it with all the other lady options. You can never lose basically if you have a lion's gaze. It's just really slow now to me, even with the gear. And the gear really honestly does not very much as well. So it's 500% to the 3 rows of X breaks. And 500% is not very much. Surprise zombie, who do I want the most? I don't. You can't use this move because it's trash. 500% of trash is still trash, so just forget about that one. You're better off putting the purples since it's her biggest gem on it. She's just kind of poopy. You need... So, I mean, also, you probably want Apollo, so if you don't have Apollo, it gets way worse. But, I mean, that's 7 million in bleed over 2 turns. That's 7 million a cycle. Golds have, like, 80 million health. You can kind of do that math. You need Sting. Also, granted, it doesn't happen a lot unless you're me. But you can completely miss and have no matches on the X breaks. Right, he is. But it's even worse. So I'll show you with the best and her gear, and I still don't think it's impressive, personally. You're better off going with the bleed damage as well over gem damage, because there's nothing to boost the gem damage properly besides basic gems. So the bleed actually does more. It gets you 10 million. Strap. I'll just put whatever has stuff on it that's 100%. I'd put a 130 on it in this case just to show you how good I don't think it is. If it's set up, 100's fine. Let's go. The best thing about it though would be Showdown, sort of. Um, and then the fact that you can drain if you have Alliance Gaze. But it's not fast anymore. So it's hard to recommend. Because you're investing a lot at this point, and then if people are talking about getting the gear, so Showdown, it's nice. All color moves start with 3 more MP. So Showdown, she has some usage, I think, still, especially with the drain. But I prefer to go fast because the longer it takes to win in Showdown, the more likely you are to have your streak broken. And all of your points in Showdown come from having a streak as far as notoriety goes. Depending if you're trying to do well in the midweek or the weekend showdown, it differs. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll turn it on for you, Evo, too, then. So this is like everything, and we're gonna. This is against Jade, 76 million. No, will Z Knight make your top 2 if he's under the class the trick? I don't think so. Nope. He's not perfect. He's good, but he is not perfect. I think every other male class has at least 2 perfect superstars or close to it. Maybe Acro. Maybe Acro. Powerhouse, no. He wouldn't make my top 2. Tech, no. He wouldn't make my top 2. Showboat definitely wouldn't make my top 2. He's not perfect. You have to place gems. He's good. But Austin's faster. Cody's faster. He touches the board, Evo. Perfect is doesn't touch the board. Yeah, because I'm lazy. Yeah. Just from a lazy standpoint. So 13 million gem with everything. And 10 million bleed. That's 1 cycle. And keep in mind, you really want to boost the primary on the X breaks, so... I'll show you my Austin in a second, kitty. 18 the second time. Normally, any other... In feud, that's not a pin, right? So it's like 2 or 3 cycle wins. The gear doesn't really change a lot of that, to be honest. It just doesn't. It's fine, but it's not... With where we're at in the game, like investing, if you have it, sure, go ahead, you can run it. But investing heavily in stuff like that is kind of going backwards from where you want to go, if that makes sense. He's very good, Evo. Yeah, he wouldn't make my top 2 at Showboat, though, or Technician, or Powerhouse. Because I'm lazy. You gotta factor in the lazy factor. We're back on my account now. It just gets easier because Austin's set up. Love Julius with Tama plate. Okay. That's fine. I do other stuff when I'm feuding at the same time because I get bored really easy. Oh, this needs to be Sting. because I get bored super easy. Sure. No, I won't cascade with LA Knight. I love LA Knight. The Superplex, also Evo? No, Steward, he's not. The Superplex is also really a slower animation than I would like, to be honest. That's a small complaint I have with him too. The Superplex animation is not fast. Small complaint. He's awesome. I'm love him. I love him. Don't get me wrong. He's by far, I think, the best trickster, and I love him. But I will nitpick him. The one potential complaint about Austin is his damage might be borderline, but it's so easy. That's a feud-ready build, by the way. It's just 2 clicks and done. That's honestly, Evo, that's my biggest beef, is I feel like the Superplex is kind of slow, if that makes sense. I find it slightly annoying because I feel like it's got like a hitch in it when everything else is going super smooth or fast at 17 or at 2 times speed. The Superplex still feels like it's got like a hitch. So that I like Austin that way. Yeah, exactly. That's my only legit complaint. The lazy stuff is just me being stupid. And then Cody, yeah, so middle lane Austin is great, actually, because when you have middle lane Austin, and that's actually who I usually put middle lane. Oh, yeah. Ah! I did not know that, Bob. That's long enough that I don't remember it. So the great thing is if you get a middle lane, then you go Sammy, or you can go Sammy instead of what's his face here. Sammy's better anyway by 10%. If you get a middle lane, you run it this way, and then he hits harder, for sure. And he's usually who I like using my middle lane for, because he's 2-click, and I'm lazy. And that saves me Santa as well. Plus, we're also missing the 20% gem damage from basic feud steps, and if he has max feud steps, then he does like 70 million. But I almost never get max feud steps. That's 63 million that time. But it's super simple. You don't touch the board. It's just the 2 clicks. That's why I like Austin. There's something to be said when you're playing for long periods of time about simple. Because when you start getting tired and crap, it can get a bit much for me. And I also get bored and basically, truthfully, I get bored and I start watching TV and I forget I'm in a feud and then I'm like, oh, I better use my fast guys. So someone doesn't wait for me. Because I get so not engaged because it's so boring for so long. And then Cody, I like the tricolor. He's super fast, doesn't touch the board. I think everyone probably knows the tricolor build at this point for the most part. But oops. Everything's still set up, yeah. So don't get me wrong, Evo. Like I'm just definitely nitpicking with LA. He's incredible. He's the best trickster we got, by far. And he's very close to perfect. But like this is what I'm talking about. Like, oops, I can't even click it right. It's just super smooth. Yeah, that too, Chris. That too. 72 million out of Cody. Resolves a little faster than Austin, because Austin has the so Cody's 1 extra click but a faster resolve because you're not using the sheriff's badge. When at all possible, I try and avoid using the gem chucker plates because it just takes more time to resolve and slows you down. So unless you need it, don't use them. Austin kind of needs it to make sure he always wins. So I think Cody might actually be faster, even though he's an extra click, but I'm not sure. I haven't timed it on average, right? So like those two at Powerhouse, I feel like are both faster than LA. Also benefit in my book, I Titan Plate. If you've played a long time at a level where you could get those, they were free a bunch of times. They were on a wall where you could get them for free. I think I think I might have paid for my first Titan Plate, but other than that, all of them were pretty sure free over the years, and I think I have like 5 or 6. So the fact that Cody and Austin both use a Titan Plate, I've like really nice. Yes, that's how I play Sammy now, Restate. When I want to use him at a striker. With the moment, this plate's coming off him now. He doesn't need it anymore. I will use him middle lane or not at all probably now. I'll just use Bray, but just click with these two. It's awesome. Middle lane, he's awesome. Yeah, I got a couple as well recently, Baloo. Titans as well. So I like the fact that they use Titans. That's fair, Crazy Dina. That's a good reason. But this is super simple. Super fast. Easy peasy. Boom. 87 million. So yeah, I love that middle lane build for Sammy. Quite easy. So yeah, LA is very, very good. But there's a lot of like simpler things, and the superplex animation's a little bit long. Not to mention like Rex Regum, everyone knows I love him. So there's that. Muda, so this is probably the slowest one I play that I don't care about because this effing cracks me up. This is definitely the slowest one I play, I think. On the regular that I absolutely love. Because blowing up the board twice and chucking gems twice takes some time. But I don't care. One of my favorite ones to play right now. But I love that he doesn't touch the board. I love that he sprays green mist in their face. And then I enjoy watching the destruction, actually. But if you start timing this, this takes a while. Then you have the resolve. And then you... So that's 50 million. Then you do it all over again. And that's 78 million. He isn't zero shard, Crazy Dina. Next weekend, there'll be 3,000 free and 2,500 premium. It's been in the blog since the start. I do like Bray Evo. Bray is who I use over Sammy unless I want to put a middle lane for Sammy. I like Bray. I do. Because it's super smooth to play. I also need to get Bray's moment still. That makes a difference too. No, Crazy Dina, LA is not a zero shard recruit. Not doing that restate. I'm not playing a game where I have to reset it. Screw that. Never in 100 million years. Life's too short. Do not care enough. I like the animation anyway, it's fun. So that's the slowest one I probably play on the regular, but it is Mherex proof and super safe. Braun, I'd get the dual MP trainers. Yep, weekend 4. It's in the it's in the blog. If you look at the monthly blog, that the S tier superstar would have him. So yeah, it what if so that's something I'm always cognizant of. If I'm going really slow or if I'm behind my partner, I just to reiterate here, zero tolerance for calling out or saying something about any other player in the game. If you don't have anything nice to say about another player, keep it to yourself, period. I'll time you. Everyone will get a timeout if they say that. Consistent. Doesn't matter who you say it about, you're going to get timed out. This is not the channel or the place. Just a heads up. Thank you. Okay. Next question. No, it was good for me. I enjoyed it. Oh, you can make fun of One Wing, Mr. Rogue Effect. Yeah, that's fine. He's in our faction. I did enjoy using him, Chris. Actually, I used him all feud. Um, I actually ran him over Jacob for a bunch of it. I tried a bunch of different people though, so Jacob is certainly faster, but Muda is way less effort. So yeah, it wasn't a big deal, Evo. I just don't want to hear it. Bob. So I don't have a Discord server anymore. You can ask some of these fellas. I actually talk in faction sometimes. Now that I don't have a Discord server, I talk in faction a fair amount. It's kind of shocking. Yeah, Zandel can vouch. No, no. People can make fun of me. No, I'm serious, Evo. You can ask him. You can. People can make fun of me, Jamie. I don't care. Just not other people. It's not a big deal. We're just gonna move on. Uh, you don't even know. I do know a lot more of my faction now. You'd be surprised. We want proof? Well, I doubt I could name half of them. I know the ones that talk in Discord, though. That's for sure. But I do not scroll the faction list. That is true. No, I actually don't know who the leader is. Actually, technically, I think One Wing is. Is One Wing technically the leader now, guys? Who is technically the leader? I don't even know who technically the leader is. There's a bunch of officers, and Wildcat Bonk was, but he doesn't do it anymore. I don't actually know who the leader technically is. I don't think we care. This is proof Mherex lies about knowing his faction mates. Yes. Marsh is? Okay. Marsh is a super cool dude. Marsh is really low key. Yeah, One Wing is definitely might be the actual figurehead at this point, Bob. Yeah. Finally caught me, yeah. You tried DMing them? It is actually Wing? Okay. I'm in the Judgment Day, yes. I don't lead Kitty Corn. I want no part of that. I especially don't want part of recruiting. I try and so I'm actually I'm on record as saying I think I'm a bad faction mate because like stuff that helps everybody sometimes hurts the faction, right? So by that token, I may be a bad faction mate. But definitely don't lead. No, no. I'll give advice, but that's about it. Uh, what's up? I believe. Okay. What time is it? 3:30. We're doing pretty good on time, but we've been started. Bunders, you around? I am the biggest snitch in the best way. I heard that, Bunders. Who is SP8 still technically the leader? Right? I think when I don't know who technically the leader is in TNM either, but I think it's SP8. Is Bob the official leader now? I don't keep up with it. Stinger is? Oh, okay, fair enough, Bob. It's gone straight Lord of the One ring to rule them all. That's funny. Stinger is I could get behind Stinger. Stinger is the best troll in general chat when I'm streaming. Okay. So I have the clear distinction as the one person during my I mean, so I think I got in trouble once actually because I was like on stream telling Dear You that he should join TNM, right? And it wasn't like I wasn't like I'm not a recruiter. I wasn't like hard recruiting him. But then he went to TNM and that upset a lot of people in his other faction when he did that had heard that on stream. So I actually think I got in a little bit of trouble over that. Like semi drama llama stuff. But I was not like that's not if somebody's talking to me on stream, I'll be like, "Hey, you should be in my faction." You know what I mean? Like that's generally how I go. So, yeah. Because most of the time, I don't even know what faction you guys are in, let alone who's in mine, as they said. Like I didn't even know Big Show was in TNM until the other day. I was like, "What?" And we were probably in the faction at the same time. Are you serious, Kitty Corn? Chris. Hey, what faction are you in? No, don't tell me what faction you're in. I don't know. That's bullcrap, Kitty Corn. I'm sorry. Well, tell your salty faction mates Mherex said that they can piss off. Yeah, that's right. I said it. I mean, Mr. Rogue Effect. Assume I read. Is that true, Evo? Fair enough, Kitty Corn. The blind person outscores them anyways. That's funny. That's actually really funny. Uh, Super funny, Kitty Corn. No, I know you're in my faction, Crazy Dina. Really, Evo? I don't remember that. That's funny. Chris, I would happily take you in my faction, though. You should join 1%. It was a lot. It was a lot. Who was it? HBK. What happened? Where is HBK these days? HBK Devil Dog. Hey, that guy's in my faction. Is he still around? I haven't talked to him forever. Let me check my DMs. I want to DM him now. Check my DMs. Is his Discord name still the same? Yeah, it is. I haven't talked to him in over a year. I suck. Miss you. You used to be in my faction. Used to be in my faction. That one was probably the funniest. I have no idea, Sean. I don't know. At 200k recruits, I'm getting Braun. Also 200k Julius, Maxine, and Naomi. I mean, that really depends, Jamie. He better respond new phone who does. That's funny. Jamie, that's really tough without knowing your whole roster. So Naomi, like, they're all three really good. how are your, I would say whatever helps the bigger hole in your roster in general. Like if you're struggling at tech, Julius seems like the play. Also, don't know how many shards away you are. If you're struggling with lady events, in particular showboats or striker, it's always hard to advise people on fighters that are ladies because they're used a quarter of the time, right? So if you're still building your roster, if you're talking about using limited resources, it's hard to recommend something that's going to be used a quarter or at best a third of the time over something that's used like 3/4 or 2/3 of the time. You know what I mean? So yes, not that I agree, Mr. Rogue Effect, but there's a lot that goes into that. Do you have the stuff to run them? Uh, what does the rest of your roster look like? That's almost an impossible question to answer properly. Um, so I don't really know how to advise you. And yeah, in general, I think, yeah, people can be weird in the game, for sure. There's definitely territorial stuff at times. That's a huge problem, too. Make sure you have the shards to take them gold. It's a lot of shards. A lot of shards. I think in general, people, the more questions you ask, the more ideas you seek out, the better player you're going to be. Because we all have a little bit different play style. I don't play the same as Bob. I don't play the same as Evo. I hate Z Becky Evo. Here's a case in point. I wouldn't use Zombie Becky. You can't pay me enough to use her in feud. And people love her. Cannot stand her. But it's bad stuff can happen. I'm with you there, Bob. She's terrible. She's absolutely terrible compared to other lady acros. Why would you use her? Stuff goes wrong, Evo. Get out of here. You take that and get out. But no, this is exactly a great point, right? Zombie Becky can be great. A lot of people have a ton of fun with her. I hate her. Right? So it's good to get multiple takes on the game in general and multiple ideas. There is no one way fits all right answer, right? I found if even no matter how good they are, if I don't have fun playing them, I just generally don't play them, right? So you're better off leveling up somebody you enjoy than somebody you don't. And then as far as who's better, it usually depends on what you freaking have at this point. Because to be very good, at gold, most characters need a lot of stuff. I mean, mechanics and stuff are mechanics, and that doesn't change. So once you understand how they work, how to hate? When you miss, it's really easy to hate. She can do a lot with a little. That's not a that's there's no question about that, Evo. Southside. That's hilarious. Yeah, I hate KO as well. The KO's another good example. I also don't like Regal. Another really good example, and Regal's awesome. I just don't care for him. And he's even Mherex proof. Regal is. So yeah. Um we can keep Mherex is lazy. She needs traps. She clicks with the sub. Yeah. See? Listen to all that. Also, if anyone watched the stupid Bobby Lashley video, with a 7-turn sub, people can still get loaded against Mherex. I do. Kairi Sane's way better than Zombie Becky. You can sub somebody with a 7-turn sub and they can still come out loaded. It happens to me all the freaking time. I swear. It, like, if I give the AI a chance to screw me over, it will. Right? I'd just rather eliminate all RNG. There's enough random in the game screwing me over, whether it's loot or bags or any of that, that I'm not going to let matches screw me over RNG wise. They get no chance unless I have no choice. That's that's how I look at it. Nope. I am not tempting fate. I will cascade. Something will go wrong. It's going to happen. All right, Bunders. We can keep talking about this and making fun of me. You know, he does hit too hard, actually, Chris. That's part of the problem with KO. Oh my gosh, Southside. I'm totally allowing that. I don't care if I get in trouble. Bunders, there are a lot of people that like to help. Um, for sure. There's a ton. There is a lot of really good people in this community. There's also a lot of really psycho people in this community. So just be aware of that. There's no shortage. Fair enough, restate. Just yeah, fair enough. So Regal is a combination of things, Derek. The animations are a bit slow, and yeah, you're doing a decent amount of setting up, right? So it's not that he's not bad. Like he's great. He's gonna beat anything. Um, Fair enough, restate. So I missed the sarcasm font then. Very possible that I missed sarcasm font. Um, it's more like I was talking to Evo about my one complaint about Zombie LA being the superplex. When everything is super smooth, anything that's not smooth feels different. You know what I mean? So I play probably more by feel than actual numbers. Oh, Evo. Who else hates the win 50 matches? That that's the worst. Seconds here. We'll get to Bunders. Did you really hit 40 million with Jinder, Evo? Okay, I'm gonna play that before the stream's over. Remind me. All right, we need to start on Bunders. Roster review. So we get through it. Um, so let's do that. So, yeah, what? Don't clip that. Win 50 yeah, I just auto it while I'm doing something else. Bunders is a new player, like less than 6 months, right? Yeah. Here, let me start with this. Um, give Bunders a little not humble brag here. Hold on. Let me pop this up. There is a strongest new players thing. He's the fourth strongest new player. I'm assuming that goes by roster talent. I don't know that for sure. This was his feud lineup. Hold on. Last feud. I think my man's doing pretty good for himself so far. We don't get a lot of new blood in the game, so it's always exciting. Also, they can have pretty good feedback and input because most of us have been playing a very long time. So it's interesting take a lot of times. Yeah. So let's start with Bunders said For his roster dive, nothing specific, I don't think, just general advice, really. I'm constantly learning about my straps and plates, but always more to know there. I think I have a good handle on who to take up and what trainers to use, but you can never have enough knowledge in this game. Agree completely. There's a lot I could do better, but after not even 6 months of playing, I have to temper my expectations in events. Also true. Oh my gosh. Stinger's at it again. Mherex, it's KFC time. End the stream. He found me again every time. No. Chicken is gross. Everyone watch me live. I'm a superstar, but not as cool as Bunders and Tuba. Stinger is freaking funny. He was in chat earlier. I don't know if he still is. He might actually be at KFC. But he was on the stream earlier. He does this all the time. What do you mean, what the heck? Unfollow Mherex and stream too, Bob. Oh, I hope you... No, that's probably not appropriate for the official channel. Second thoughts are often best. I hope your KFC famous bowl has... What's that? What is that? That's in food when you get like food poisoning and get really sick, but you don't die. What is that? Has like... we'll go with something else. Has like, has dried... Nope, that's dumb. I don't know what to say. E. coli, yes, thank you. Your famous bowl has E. coli. Hey, Bizzo, how are you? This is probably the worst stream ever on here. No, I've streamed on here a lot. It's probably not. I'd rather not. All you. JD, I do not believe you. Worst stream ever is a super stretch. Yeah, you're right. You're trying to troll me. I know you are. Although I would easily put my foot in my mouth that way. So on the outside chance, that's true. I'm horribly sorry. Please forgive me. Okay, Bunders. Before I get myself in worse trouble, the stinger is a trip. Unfollow click. Is that all it took? Wish I'd done this sooner. Nice, Bizzo. Screenshot and sending to Scopely. Make sure and tell them Lee said you suck. Let's blame it. Oh, it's starred out. Oh, not good. Fair enough, Crazy Dina. I'll do what I can, Chris. I'll do what I can. Okay, let's focus here. Wait. All right, Stinger, stop. You're too funny. I gotta help Bunders out. All right, these are the plates he's got. Couple tiaras. For some reason, my throat is all froggy. Okay. Jade plate. Ronda's jacket. This unforgettable plate. Chic plate, May plate, hard times, nice. Well, oh, sheriff's in that, nice. Some good scores, very good. You got night. Ah, you switched straps. Okay, I'm like, huh? You obviously moved the strap to him for the event. Makes sense. Did you get a Piper's plate, Bunder, or were you not high enough level to get that Piper plate? Yep, it was on Miz. I totally get it. Hey, Gumsy, how you doing? Also, hi, Big Flecky. I saw what you said. Don't think I didn't. Because my foot was in my mouth. Fair enough. Yeah, I figure, Bunders. That sucks. This works pretty well on Maxine, though, without it. You got one Titan here. Okay. So some moments he's already acquired. We got that one. Okay. Oh, nice. You got this one. That's big. You got the Evolution one. You got NXT one you're working on. Miz moment. Good stuff. Okay. You got this one you're working on. Good stuff. Good stuff. How you doing, Gumsy? I give people no shortage of clippable stuff. No, I don't think so, actually, Bizzo. I'm not a big General's Hand fan. Personally. I don't know who you would use it on, to be honest, that you would actually use. So let's start with the lady technicians. May's your best here for sure. I think that's pretty clear, right? So I would continue going that route for sure. Um, you don't have the stuff to run her optimally because Piper plate, her plate, or the yellow to the yellow to green ultimate chucker one are the ones. But you can also run her other sets, and she's just significantly better than the other ones. Yeah. Gotcha, Gumsy. I hate it when I'm really tired. It makes everything hard. For sure. So I think May is continue working on her. Definitely the right choice. I do see you have the May plate, so she can still hit pretty solid, and she can do a lot of decent stuff. Good legend era. Bailey, it doesn't hurt having where she's at. She's pretty good there. Um, Looking at trainer wise, you got a Lunder where she needs to be. Bella can go up for Bella Power Gems, yeah? 50 and 1. 50% in one. So old tokens is going to take a while for you. So you'll probably really want to focus on who your most important old Hall of Famers are. If she's the 50% one extra, she'll be an important one, along with the gem generators. If you don't get the older zombies to generate gems, they can be pretty useful coaches. So like Brie, Bella, Scott Hall, etc. But you'll want to prioritize your old Hall of Fame tokens as well as your promoter tokens very, very much. Um, and I'm sure everyone's got you sorted on making sure you're getting your promoter tokens daily from the store and that stuff already. So I don't think you have to worry about that. I mean, I got a pretty good idea looking at stuff that you're not going to need too much help like with any of this, so I'd keep going on the same path. The Bella would be the other one in the text that is interesting from a coaching perspective since she's high enough. Fair enough, Gumsy. Yeah. No, I haven't done my boss battle video yet. I'll probably do it. When does boss start tomorrow? Maybe I'll try to do one tonight. I may not do a full video this time. That's a short turnaround on the midweek. Short turnaround. Yeah. I'll try to get one tonight. No promises. I've a lot planned. Charlotte, nice. Of course, if you get a decent strap, nightmare plate, jade plates available in feud bags. You'll want Sherry eventually to get the most out of her, but she's very fast. You can also set her up other ways. Maxine, you'll want to take to gold if you can. Focus showboat shards are hard. I'm sure you already know that with Maxine, though, so that's nothing new there. Bella is the black gem chucker, so getting her high enough talent to do that is important. But again, right, Bunders, knew 100% right away why. You're, as a newer player, like, you're still pulling people when the rest of us are getting them as shards, you know? So everything is gonna take a lot of time. Gumsy. So we can go over it quick on stream if I have time too. After Bunder's review, Gumsy, if you're still around. So no big deal there. Maurice is a really good trainer too. Yep. And make sure Lacey is high enough for purple green gem as well. Yep. Agree on Maurice. Her trainer is very good. But depending what their shards are, be careful with anyone you're taking, because shards are going to be a problem for you for a while. Being a newer player, a long while. So with everything you'll have to be super careful shard wise, right? In the meantime, you know, you can get tidied over or held over. Tokens are going to be a deal too. You don't have anything stockpiled. What the heck? Oh my gosh, my dude got indie? Bruh. And you got the moment? There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's all you need. Right there. That's all you need. You got indie in the moment. You're set. I like where you have Tiffany at too. She's super useful. Super useful. And you're smart enough to know how to use her, so. Awesome, Bunders. Awesome. Kyrie's really good. You won't need to level her, though. You got modern covered. First time chatter. Yes, there's Chris Jericho in the game. Yeah. Yeah. These Indy's better than Kyrie, right? There's no rush on Kyrie. Indy's definitely better. She's just a different color if you ever had issues with red or that kind of thing. Jericho is very good. Indeed. So somebody you could level, but no rush, right? Red gem chucking? Yep, exactly. No need, no rush. That's just if you ever feel like it. That's just a if you ever feel like it kind of thing. Back pocket, she uses green MP. So the other thing too, Bunders, it is, yeah, Jamie, absolutely. The other thing too, Bunders, is at the start, diversity doesn't really matter, right? Because you just need to level your hitters that you can. But then as you play longer, you're like, well, okay, I go into this feud and I got like a bunch of people wanting red MP trainers. And you might not even have any affiliations for your MP trainers. So you can only run like what Sting on one. You know what I mean? Where
when you don't have as many options like that, the colors of the MP is super important because some feuds you're like, man, I need steel on like 3 people. Yeah, so that's the other reason it's good is as you can to have people using different MP trainers so you can set up um, different rosters for feud based on the lineups and that sort of thing. But yeah, no hurry whatsoever. What's up, Vikes? No hurry whatsoever. You're leveling the right one in Indy. No, I'm played this game for too long. That's all. Trickster is Trickster. With the moment, Liv is gonna hit really hard. You'll have to loop it. I don't know if you have Roxanne. Roxanne is preferred for sure. Yeah, Gumsy for some they're all my throat for some reason, like all of a sudden out of nowhere, just started having this little froggy thing going on and it's driving me crazy. It's all scratchy. Like literally in the middle of the stream. I don't know. I was laughing a lot at Stinger. Maybe I'm losing my voice a little bit. Kyrie can use Jade Plate? No, she makes blues, not greens. Oh my gosh, Chris. So, Trickster's a little bit harder. You're not going to have a drip plate. Dakota's solid. Cora is best, honestly, at bronze. She loses stuff every level past bronze, right? Bianca's got her issues. Asuka, I hate Asuka. Don't even get me started. Rhea doesn't really get it done. Becky with moments and stuff. Thanks, Evo. Becky with moments and stuff. Not super great. Or is solid, but not like amazing. Yeah, Asuka can hit hard, but like you're gonna cascade and pin, and so much goes wrong. Um, yeah, for sure, Tiger King. Yep. This is one of those cases where if you also you won't have Apollo for Bianca and stuff. Correct, Bizzo. Correct. And you do see a lot of text now with Flair and May. So it's probably these two. But I don't necessarily love telling you to do either of them. Well, new Hall of Fame tokens are going to be a huge shortage for him. And she also doesn't scale up very well past bronze, in my opinion. So it's probably like, honestly, Bunders, I would say hold at Lady Trickster and not take anyone up. Dakota does have a solid submission, yeah. So I would probably say chill at Lady Trickster unless you just find you can't get along without one. And probably work with what you got. Because I feel like you're pretty good at setting lineups and stuff from what you showed me with your last one, and you understand how to work around your limitations. So I feel like when I give you that advice, you're not gonna do, dumb things. Now, that being said, if you're playing these and there's one you just really, really really like, then you could go ahead and take him gold if you got the resources and you love it. Or like, let's say you got enough shards and Becky's shard free or something. Liv can hit really hard. You don't like them. Yeah, I kind of figured. Kyrie has an enhanced bleed, which could be important for you at some point. So if tokens and resources aren't a deal, getting her to her 40% bleed coach, not the worst thing you could do as well. But keep in mind resources with that. Yeah, Lady Trickster used to be like the best, but now it's like at gold, it's very few, and you need certain things for those few. technically, with what you have, Liv is probably the best, but you also don't have the right stuff to run her at a high level either. So yeah, going against Tex with Becky is probably the best. Oh yeah, absolutely, Ducky. Ilya and Jacob are crazy good. Well, Chelsea's awesome, Bunders. For Lady Powerhouse, she's gonna be your saving grace. I plan on taking Chelsea Gold. I like her more than Zombie Liv, to be honest. I think she's worth gold on any roster, personally. That is who I would advise you to take as you can after the month, and I would ride that horse. Whether it's triple red, black, red, whatever you prefer. Yeah, Zianka to 6-star bronze wouldn't hurt, but he also doesn't have her gear, the X break plate, or the Lion's Gaze. If he had Lion's Gaze, then Bianca would make a ton of sense at Trickster. And yeah, 6-star bronze would be high enough because the bleed doesn't get much bigger. But if he had Lion's Gaze, he could just rock Lion's Gaze and use that to beat everybody with Bianca at 6-star bronze. And that would definitely be... If you do get a Lion's Gaze, Bunders... Oh yeah, valuable coach. Good point, Evo. Yes, her coach is super important. That actually is the red generate, so then you don't need Acro Hall of Famer Lita leveled up. Break X break gems and drain their MP by 4. Yeah, the 3 red coach generate will definitely help you. Absolutely at Bianca, yeah. Just make sure you have the tokens for it. Yeah. Honestly, that's it. At Powerhouse, though. I don't really love anyone other than Chelsea here. So, yeah, I would just Chelsea. And as far as trainer goes, she's got a decent trainer, so... But I think it's high enough. I think you're probably fine. If somebody else, like Evo with Bianca, check me if we have issues, right? Or if I miss someone. Striker, do you think you're gonna get Bailey? You're in a bigger faction now, Bunders, so I think there's a good shot you'll get Bailey. You think you'll get Bailey? Okay. Did you watch the budget build on Bailey? You basically need nothing, and you can still hit for a ton with her. So, like, with what you have, she's... Unless you have Naomi's gear. Do you have Naomi's gear? No gear. Okay, yeah. Bailey will hit better for you. Pretty sure. Yeah. Bailey will hit better for... Oh, no Santa. Good point. Oh, but Bailey doesn't need that either, Bob. He can still do the drop the 1x6 or use a middle lane when he has a middle lane. Because Bailey can still run it without Santa and still hit for... I think the budget build I did still was doing like 55 or whatever mil, and he probably has better stuff than I did in the budget. So yeah, those two, Naomi Focus Striker Shards will probably... Yes, 2 months 99, yes. Naomi Focus Shards could end up being a problem, for reals. But those two for sure at Striker, they won't be bad. But Naomi, you know where you'll be limited at. You know, you'll only hit so hard without her gear. But her Power Gem build is really strong. And so is her Botch Gem build too, as well. They are not bad. But I think Bailey will be better for you. Oh yeah, but beggars can't be choosers, Evo. Agreed. It's not perfect, but I think with what he has... Do you guys agree? Like, Evo, Bob, and guys, do you think Bailey would be easier for him to set up and run at a faster winning level in general than Naomi, or you think Naomi would be faster to set up, like, and win without, like, taking damage? He could run triple green Naomi, though, I guess. And he wouldn't need Santa. Right? Yeah, that's true. You are using triple green on her? Okay. I think you're going to get a lot of legs out of Bailey. And that's a good point about December. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whichever one. Yeah, which Bunders, as you play them both a lot. And if one feels better than the other, just go with your gut on that. Because they are 1A and 1B. They're super good. Bailey's coach is going to help you a ton, though. For sure as well. And Naomi's isn't really a big deal, as I recall, but I could be wrong. It's not terrible, but I wasn't like, ooh, I need this coach. No, double green, Gumsy. If you have the right stuff, you don't need the sub. And she hits for a lot. But yes, triple green is the other move set. The botch set actually hits pretty hard with the moment, too. As I recall. And then I don't know if he has Raphael or not, but if he has Raph, the power gem set actually hits pretty hard too. Now, I don't particularly love it. Yes, exactly, Bunders. Correct. The power gem can hit pretty hard though too. Trainer wise, I think you're good. It looks good. Nikki, also, if you need somebody in a pinch, and I'll say this in general, she has, if you have like a taker sigil, I don't remember if you got a taker sigil. You might have missed that one because it came in probably right when you were starting on the wall. Okay. She has a pretty interesting stun build you can do that takes some strike cycles. It's not super fast, but stun locking is not necessarily a bad thing in some situations for you. I'm not saying to level her up higher, but it's a moveset to potentially be aware of that you could run if needed. Okay, there you go. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, my dude obviously spends a lot of time with the game. Oh gosh, dude, your texts are... No issues here. What's up, Noah? Roster dive for Bunders, and then we were making fun of me a little bit, and then boss battle a little bit, and then, yeah, normal BS. Normal Tuesday. Just chill, stream, have fun, hang out, talk about the game, and BS. It's another one of my worst ever streams on the official channel. You know the usual. You got Dom for his training ability, so that's good. Ilya's lights out, dude. Did you get Mosh? We're not there yet. I love Ilya with Mosh. You don't even need plates necessarily. Julius, you do? Good. Oh, but you can't run Santa. Wait, no, I don't think that's a problem with Ilya, actually. He doesn't need Santa. Nice! Nice, perfect. No, I don't think so, Gumsy. Pretty sure not too much anyway, maybe a little bit. Julius, you know what he can do. So Cowboy Bob is really good too. Super useful in situations. I mean, like, your text, you're good. Like, literally, what is there to say? Other than you're good. I do like... Cross has a decent training ability. It's, is it Red? What's up, Baby Ice? Decent training ability. You got, Alundra. Wow! Congrats, Baby Ice. That's awesome. It really is, Chris. Really is. Fifth Element, happy Tuesday to you. Welcome in. Since you're so strong at tech, and you don't have a lot that you need to build up, The stupid KO is actually really good for all of the silent stip tours. Cross is not a good fighter, but his training is decent. His coachability is decent. For the silence, yeah, Cross's coach is solid. Akam. What Akam? Oh yes, Akam is really good. At the bottom, his 6-star bronze is really good coachability. You mean Razar? Yeah. Not that good, Baby Ice. You don't wanna do it as a fighter. Yeah. This you definitely focus on as a trainer, 100%. The Cross is a good coach too. Absolutely. Yeah, you're cool. One of those guys. And if you end up with resources, and you're doing stip, but only if you're doing stip, he's actually very good for the silence ones. It's just generic, fast, easy to do. But yes, this more important and this more important. That's just if you care about stips. And Hall of Fame Eddie for his generate, is he green or purple? What is he? Purple? I don't remember what color Eddie is, but if you don't have the zombie that generates 3, then you'll want that. Purple. So if you don't have Zombie Orton, then you'll want to take him up for the 2 purple at coach. It's useful. But again, you're going to be token deficient at Hall of Fame. X-Pac, I wouldn't mess with because you're going to want your new tokens. Yeah, Riddle can help with tours and also generating black gems as well. He generates black as well. So Riddle trainer is not bad for sure. Just if he's high enough, that's all that matters. Blue move damage, but no rush, except for like Tama. If you're using Tama Tonga at your Trickster, he might be pretty clutch there. I think he's blue move damage at coach, so he would be clutch there. We're not there yet though, but I think that's what I see on your dude techs. Otherwise, it's looking pretty good. It's actually for playing 6 months, and that's insane. Like, and Miz too at the moment, like, bruh, your techs are the same as my techs. Literally, his techs are the same as my techs, right there, right? I mean, it's funny. You started at a good Tongaloa, since you don't have Apollo, put him on your list for the bleed too. Because you won't have Apollo, 100% is as close as you'll get, plus the purple. Yeah, this is a 6-month roster. Yeah, not to use. Trainer, Bunders. Not to use. And then what does Luger need for his 2 blue MP, 1 multiply? That could come in pretty clutch for you too. With your lack of trainers and multiply, because you won't have Matt and you don't have Sherry yet. So make sure Luger gets 21k. Because that 2 blue MP and no Santa, he could come in pretty useful for you at times, I would say. Yeah, exactly, Chris. It's pretty fun, actually. This is actually a super fun roster dive, to be honest. But definitely Luger too, for that trainer. I think you'll be able to do that a lot, or use him. He'll be useful for you a lot, I would think. That's funny, Dina. I think that's mostly the techs. Your showboats. You got Mellow. Obviously, you clearly spend, I don't know that you spend a ton, but you do spend some. You will want to, at Christmas coming up, you're going to want to prioritize with your spending Santa Hogan if you can get him there. With the roster you have, he'll take it a notch up. What kind of strap you have for Vader? %40 gem, not bad. So you also have a sheriff's badge now as well. Vader triple red. with Mosh in particular is really great. You can't run it without Santa unless you have a middle line though. But he'll take you a long way. Bulldog Bracer will be really nice for him, and then you can add Sheriff's Badge if you need more. In the meantime, Kofi's fantastic for you. He's gonna be able to do stuff. You got Regal. I mean, like, you got Brett. Like, you're Gucci. I mean, whichever ones you're liking the most, keep playing. I don't really know what else to say. You're in really good shape, right? Waller is very good for boss, and if you end up with excess, which it's going to be a while, would definitely recommend taking him up. He's a good fighter too, but he's exceptionally good for boss. But boss is going to be the hardest thing for a new player, boss and showdown, to get the depth and have the resources to do that stuff. Mello's good where he's at. His value's in a trainer. He's a really good fighter too. But yeah, Brett and Vader, yeah, I'm not surprised. You can keep going that route. They both do awesome stuff. Kofi does what Kofi does. So however you want to play it, like that at this point it becomes like preference, how you want to set it up, the things you get. Once you get 17k Santa and you can run Mosh with Vader, he's gonna hit super hard. Yeah, Balor has some nice stuff for sure. And not terrible. He can win with nothing with triple yellow. Literally nothing, no strap needed. But he's not on the level of like these four. In my opinion anyway. So working the ones you want here is the way I would go. I definitely like Vader pick because he has other stuff than his gem damage too, but yeah, how far are you from solo? That's a great question. He's probably pretty close, just looking at how he's doing on other stuff. Davy Boy stand? Yeah. I actually love this KO too, by the way. Not on your roster with what you have, but this KO is actually really good as well. Sheamus can be really solid. Cena you got for his trainer, good. Lou's got a trainer. That's decent. I think it's purple finisher damage. Sheamus trainer is pretty meh though, and you have better showboats than Sheamus. But if you get the moment, Sheamus isn't terrible, and so it's an option worth talking about. Do any of these trainers particular matter? Andre's doesn't really matter. Orton's probably doesn't matter too much these days. ABA probably doesn't matter too much. 500-ish, still a ways, yeah. That's good. He got Dolph for the yellow generate. Bradshaw's got his trainer, that you're good. Beefcake's trainer isn't really a big deal, as I recall. I think you're pretty good on showboats too. Ted, if you care about black move damage for Bailey. Yeah, Ted for Bailey. Make sure she's high enough. Yeah, that's why I liked Vader. Because Vader does best without Sherry. Vader is Mosh. So that's why I like Vader for him. And Bulldog Bracer, if he's lucky / unlucky, he should get a bunch from feud chests. It's for silence gems, Bizzo. Just the create silence gems, destroy silence gems. It's like make 30 some, break 30 some, and then just put your generate silence and break silence coaches trainers on. It's super fast and easy. That's why I like him for it. Crazy Dina. Not quite that high. Yeah, your showboats are awesome. Brett is red. No, Bailey's red. Bailey will be awesome on Vader at coach for you too. Bailey and Gunther. Really good. or Bailey and Santa after Christmas. Really good. You'll smack with Vader, especially if you can get a Bulldog Bracer, which I think not too long ago in Feud I got 2 of those things from the bags. That's fair, Chris. That's fair. I don't know if they'll do 7-star next, if they'll go to 6-star diamond, 6-star platinum. I don't know what they'll do. Acros we already talked about. Jacob, you're waiting on shards. He's awesome. Delo's useful. Steamboat's trainer. Yep, you're waiting on shards. Steamboat's trainer. Valor's awesome for stips. Any of the multiply stips. Make sure I have the right KO too, Bizzo. But he should have like a 4 MP generate or 1 MP generate, 4 MP destroy, or 5 MP destroy. I can't remember. It's either him or Tech. Or Tech or Trickster. I think it's Tech for the silence gems though. His trainer is really useful, especially for Julius. Acro Steamboat. Tatanka's trainer is good. Got it there. Yep. Naka flat black. Even with 50%. Yep. So you want to work him as you can. This would be your priority, and then this would be your other one. Looking at it. And yeah, stuff like that. Those two. With solo, Delo is very good. He's way more consistent. Without solo, hit or miss, but still decent. The other thing, you have the ultimate plate for Delo, which is nice. You have the Heartbreak Bunders. So if you get solo, Delo you could look at later, but he's not as good as Jacob. So more of a later thing, Phil Attitude Era. Boss battle he can be very good in as well. Delo's pretty strong boss card in general. So your acros are good too though because of Jacob. Hard times are Z-plate. Yep. Hard times are Z-plate for the primary. You can also use Pyro Princess if you have it. But hard times would be the best one on Delo. Yeah, no need to rush that though. I mean, like, he's good, but he's not Jacob. Yeah, you can, Hendry. He's missing Charlotte's gears though, so it's not nearly as impressive. You absolutely can, but it's not nearly as impressive because he's missing those gears. So you have to use an MP trainer, and then you miss a couple strength on the multiply for Balor. So Balor's going to do like a 2-click, like with a good setup, like 30 million at gold. So you'd win in 2 cycles with 2 clicks. So still pretty good, but you're going to take a hit. So you could run MP down on it, on one of the coaches, and do it that way. That's assuming a good setup with a good strap and some decent trainers coaches. Yeah, I know, Bunders. Charlotte with her gears can do stuff, which you know if you I'm sure you're using her at gold, so you absolutely know. Oh, you got NWO Hogan, that a boy. So good for training. Ozzy's gonna be your guy. Mosh, Tama. How do you like Tama? How's he working for you? But Ozzy's probably gonna be your guy. Also, how do you like? Not my favorite. How about Ozzy? Congrats, Platinum Patrick. Way to go, buddy. That's awesome. Hate using him, but he's effective. Yeah. Okay. You seem to like similar things to me, for sure. So Woods is only going to be okay for you. Woods will be more of the same, probably. I don't think you'll love Woods. He's good, but I don't know that you'll love using him. He's more kind of control, you know. I yeah. Okay, well, what kind of strap you have for Bubba? Double yeet? None? Sucky. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the sheriff's badge build for him since you have a sheriff's badge, Bunders? Yeah. I'm assuming you would like that gameplay based on everything else so far. Yep, okay. Then you know about him. Fair enough. Definitely put him on your list because if you're not enjoying effective but it's not really your favorite, Bubba will probably be your answer until you can get a hold of Zombie LA Knight at some point, or they release another Trickster, or you get solo or something, you know? He would be more your cup of tea, I think. Akam's trainer is solid, so worth putting on your list. Yeah, you're gonna have another chance. Week 4 is the shard week. So next week it will be shards. It's supposed to be like 3,000 free, 2,500 premium. They did a early offer tax on them, I think. He said he didn't particularly care for Tamatonga, and I don't know if he has the right MP plate to loop him. That one maybe? But he said he also may not have a move damage strap and takedowns. He's only been playing 6 months. But he said he didn't particularly care for LA. Or not LA, I'm sorry. Tama. Unless I misunderstood him. I think so, Kardik. Yeah. I think Evo would agree based on our conversation earlier. I do think LA's the best. You do have both? Okay. Yeah, so Tama, if you don't like him, you don't like him. Okay. Have you used him with the move damage setup? I'm assuming you have. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But if you like it more than Ozzy, that's a good option. And you can do it fair enough. So yeah, I agree, Evo. I think it's not close. So the other thing you can do, Bunders, is you really don't need to take him any higher. And you can do what he does at 6-star bronze, right? To kind of fill in. If you don't want as much talent on your roster, which I know you're getting more comfortable with setting up feud rosters and understanding like how lower talent can benefit you, right? And being in the faction you're in, and a lot of the guys in there understand manipulating roster size, making your feud life easier. This is very valuable at Hollow Stars 6-star bronze low talent. You can beat silvers with I think what you could run easily, and keep the talent low. And so like as opposed to going with somebody high talent that you're not having fun with, so that could maybe hold you over as an option. But this is your best one currently with what you have, or this one. Yeah, I believe it, Bunders. I like Tama too. He does have wrist though, which I'm not quite crazy about, but I do like him a lot. And then there's, you know, when you when you get a strap for Bubba, you can go balls out if you like that style for him. If not, then don't. But otherwise, there's always new cards, right? So similar to your lady roster, I would say don't rush your tricksters. You don't mind Zombie Gunther? Interesting. Okay. He's even better with the moment. That's interesting. Okay. Hmm. Well, there you go. No moments so far. Yeah. Prize wall. I don't even know. Prize wall's a whole different animal for you, dude. Because your straps are so lacking in some areas. I feel almost like, I don't know if Bob is still here. Evo, you're in the faction with him. The moment you should get, because it's a really good price, I think, and it's good on characters I think, are getting. Um, you have zombie Cody, right? So I feel like the moment for Bunders would probably be like a really safe. Okay, cool. Uh, but then after that, if you have extra, trying to pick up some of the straps that you need to run somebody is probably not the worst idea. Yeah, that's kind of a no-brainer for him, right? With Cody and stuff, I would say it's a no-brainer for him. Oh, nice, Bunders. Nice. Gunther's not terrible, for sure. You had the moment in, he starts hitting pretty decent. But yeah. Cody Gear in the moment. Yeah, I would agree, for sure. Nothing new today, Saxter. Just doing a roster dive and chilling. So yeah, Trickster, I think you just be patient unless you just completely love somebody. Gunther, you're gonna get the fuses naturally. So just let the fuses come to you, take them up, and if you like playing them, just go with it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't rush anyone. Yes, but no. He's fine. Especially if you get the gear in the moment, then he's really fine. Did he have a Titan? Remember. You do. Okay, good. You do. Yeah. So, agree, especially with that Cody gear. I love you, Gumsy. Yeah. Uh, Cody can do a lot of stuff. But especially if you get his gear. Yeah. I think that's definitely the play for you. Uh, Rick is not fast. He won't lose, but don't use him in feud. Your faction will hate you. He does have a sub training ability, which is very useful for tours and stuff. So worth taking him up. Uh, Assuming a middle line AK6, Cody for sure. Cody hits harder. Assuming a middle line. Cody's smoother, hits harder, more consistent. Now, if you take middle line out of it, then I think it's a different story. Exactly what Evo said. Assuming you're fine committing to a middle line. Yeah, Cody should be better for you. I think. Now Ray is good for boss battle and stuff, but I think in general Cody will be better for you. Especially with the moment. If you weren't going to get the moment or the gear, then it might be a different story, but I don't think so. I think Cody is the play for sure. This is a safer play. I also think he's safer, better. Ray, it's really nice not needing a line bonus though. But then Cody has the purple move set that doesn't need a line bonus, which I thought was really cool. You want him to get the Ray gear? Definitely Bulldog trainer, because I don't see Bulldog up here. Yeah, the purple set for Cody's awesome. I think I like Cody better for him, but I mean, you could make a case for either of them. I won't argue one way or the other because I like them both. Yeah, where's Bulldog at? There he is. Absolutely. Two red MP, 45% gem damage. That for sure should be a priority. I use Bulldog fairly often. He should be a useful trainer. Yeah, he's 5% better than Piper. You don't, if you have Piper, I guess you don't need to rush it, right? But he is 5% better. And I don't know how you are on MP trainers and stuff. I could see you ending up using them both at the same time. I don't know if you've ever needed Piper on more than one person, though, either. The Cody Ray, I think, is super interesting. Pretty good on MP trainers. Okay. Then you don't need to rush it. 5% is 5%, but it's also not huge. You don't need to rush it. Green gem chucking, but if you get Ray, he's better than Scott Hall. Z Cody last year? Yes. And he sucked when he came out. He's better now. With all the stuff. You have a dog ear gremlin plate, which you can use triple red too. When you don't have a line bonus. You also have the jade plate, which he can use when you don't have a line bonus in gear and you want to run the purple build. And that, I believe, used Mosh as well. So you wouldn't have a fall off from that. As for like Ray and Cody, I actually have done a lot of videos on them this month. You can kind of take a look at both of them, what they have. And then what you have, Bunders, and kind of decide what you might like more. Moment is huge for Cody. You've watched all the vids? Okay. What do you think looks better to you between those two? For what you have and what you like and stuff. I'm not surprised you've watched all of them. You do your research. Cody, if I can get gear moment. Okay, there you go. 2 weeks left, so you should do okay. You did not hesitate. I think that's the right choice then for sure. I don't think either's bad. Strikers. Ooh, how is this one for you? Oh! Well, you look at that. Also a Cody mark. Can't stand Ray. Same. Actually the same. Cannot stand Ray either. Now you just need you know what, Bunders? Literally last feud, I only had one Hogan plate. One Hulkamania plate. Last feud I got 2. If you can get you Hulkamania plate, and assuming you have a decent strap, Bray is gonna be redonkulous. But even without a plate, have you tried Bray's sub build? It's one of the few sub builds I actually like. Are you asking me, Evo? My Cody, I think, did like 70 million with a hollow star and not max levels. Black, red, red. Yeah, I only had one, and I got 2 out of feud bags last feud. No Piper plate. Chainsaw Charlie is worth putting in your back pocket, though, for when you get Santa, and you have NWO Hogan. So, 1 second. Nice. Super useful. NW Hogan, I use him all the time. Who am I looking for? When you said you run him black, red, red. I don't love sub gameplay. But what kind of strap do you have for Bray? Bunders. Mm-hmm. I understand. 50%? How hard are you hitting with him at silver? $25 millish? Sounds about right. Alright, so let me show you. Just for poops and giggles. What the heck? Oh, I know why that was on Sammy. Never mind. I think that's probably total Evo without a Hulk plate. 25 million on a 50% strap would be impressive. I think that's total. But I could be wrong. That's what I thought. Is there really that equips? Oh, there it is. I know you have one of these not equipped right now. Props and few doing. He has Gremlin ears not in use. That's why I want to show him this. You have Fury 2s available, Bunders? Am I okay to use Fury 2s, or should I do Fury 1s? Okay. I think you'll be surprised. I do not like sub gameplay. You know that. This is very good and hard to ignore. Also, Entourage, you don't need Santa for this. Just use your Piper. Hopefully somebody's done this. Oh, wait, did he have Andre? Did you have Legend Andre? It wouldn't surprise me if you did. I don't think so. The 2 red, 1 multiply, you don't. You do! Heck yeah! Heck yeah! Yeet! Alright, and... okay, you got Gunther? Because we're going to have a crap ton of multiplies. And I know you have Stacy. Oh, wrong Andre. Okay, no problem. That's okay. You'll still hit hard. I just got excited because you were going to hit harder. And you got Brett. Let's just use Brett because I found him first. It can be Gunther, it can be Brett, it doesn't matter. Yeah, he will have Bailey. It'll be even better with Bailey. Way better. But for now, gem damage. Preview move charge. Where are you at, Piper? Boom. So you could run this today. Just pretend that's Gunther. But you could run this today. Everything here you could do today. So at gold, your 25 would be 50, I believe. Yes. Basically doubling it up. Bailey autocorrect makes me angry. Indeed, sad panda. If you think it's important, Bunders, you can. Let me show you the... There, obviously, you know the potential downside of a sub, right? But the positive on this one, I think you'll like. Probably. Because it's kind of silly. Oh. Why not? I'll just lose the whole board. Because it's... Holy frick balls! Jeez. Calm down, Sammy. Alright. That was not impressive. Why is that so low? Did I not do something right? That seems low. What did I do wrong? Huh? You have this? Oh, you sent me what you're running. This would be easier. Oh, you got Boogie. He works too. You have one of these? Oh, 15? Thanks, Henry. Right. Well, it depends. This isn't my, I don't know if I used him with the sub setup on this account ever on the Twitch one. This is not of mine. Let's try it again. If you don't have a move damage medal, I'll take it off. That adds some too, but... This is... Okay, that's 12 million. Okay. Well, then we'll minus the 2 million from that. Oh yeah, that's a lot more multiplies. Minus 2 million from whatever this hits. $41 was better. But still not great. I don't know. Your 50, your 25 mil you're doing sounds fine. If you're using props, though, that might be why. So, I don't know. This moveset is pretty good, though, I think. Without a Hogan plate. Really, once you get a Hogan plate, it's lights out. But... not quite as much as I was hoping. Yeah, take care, Bob. Have a good night. Right. I would agree. Because I say stupid stuff all the time. Unfortunately, most of mine is on the internet to hear. Yeah, he's super fun. Super fun. Agreed. Okay. I like Batista's power gems, actually, and I don't like most power gems. It's fun. You got Bam Bam. His power gems are actually really good, too. You got Funk. He's really good. Muscle Man's, I think, the play, personally, especially if you like him. Queen's Tiara, would that work better? No. No. It's fun, Bunders. It's not... I don't know that it's better than Muscle Man, but it's fun. Yeah. Green, Green, Red is more the style that you seem to like, because you seem to like similar styles to that I do. And the power gem... it's rare for me to like a power gem character. Batista's is fun and Bam Bam's is fun. For whatever that's worth. But yeah, Funk with the moment hits super hard, some cascade risk, but he's fast. I personally like Muscle Man the most out of what I'm seeing here. DDP is solid, but I think he needs like gears and stuff really to shine, and you're gonna struggle with tokens probably. So, I don't really think he's a good idea to recommend. Yeah. No, he does not have Powerhouse KO. He does not have Striker KO either, I don't think. Doesn't look like it, no, Evo. Where did that yawn come from? Oh, he does, right there. I lied, he does, right there. Are you wondering about Bray's move set? His move damage set? If he doesn't like Tama, I don't think he'll like that, but maybe he will. Oh my gosh, Chris. Get out of here with that. Oh, you're talking because of the stun lock thing? I think he can win with Bray, though. I don't think he needs to... I mean, he could also win with Batista, too, probably. Batista or Bray. But Bray is probably safer. He is good entourage. His entourage, he's worth taking up for the 2 purple MP, 100% purple move damage. I like all of those trainers. His entourage is definitely good. Rock does win. Rock does win. Cannot argue with that. On a roster like yours, like with where you're at strikers, Rock is probably going to get you a ton of mileage. Won't argue with that. Cody was your very first pull. This guy, congrats. I think he's high enough for at max. It's like 17k or 19k. These ones I think are lower. Yeah, these trainers are all starting board trainers are chef's kiss. You're doing the club store Bunders? I do like Batista more than Brett, I think. Chris. Do you have targets lined up for your club store? On a roster like yours, I would have option anxiety. Gosh, you imagine trying to... Where are you even starting? Roxanne and Braun? That's usually what I would recommend. Great choices. Is Sherry after that? Or what's after Roxanne and Braun? Long, yeah, she's super expensive. No disagreements with Roxanne. Muta or Rex probably. Also don't disagree with that. Rex, I will tell you though, you want a Piper plate. Without a Piper plate, Rex is not nearly as good. He's good, but Muta can get a lot more done with less than Rex can. At least 5 months away. That's fair. I would hopefully you can get a Piper plate. Hopefullys. Right? I have 5 and every one gets used. 4, 5, I don't know. I quit counting now, but I wouldn't mind some more. That's not a lie. Um I take a Piper plate like every single time. Yeah, mood is hard to get. Really, it took me months, and it wasn't for lack of trying. Every time there was Muda shards, I grabbed him from a wall. It took months. Ooh, I really hope OTC's in the store. Okay, Bunders. We are a little bit after 5. So, what, if anything, do you feel like we did not cover, or any other questions? Also, you can ask me more on my stream when I stream tomorrow. I should stream tomorrow. I know I didn't stream yesterday, but I had a lot going on. So this has been really fun for me actually. It's cool to see a 6-month roster, and we need more new players. So I'm happy you're playing and enjoying it. Cool. Um, the one thing too is definitely these are two. This plate is really good, and continue to really try and work your plate game, in your strap game, because it's crazy how much difference plates and straps make. Every bit as much as trainers, if not more in some cases. So in your case, it might be hard sometimes because so many times you get these new options. But in particular, if something gets you where you can, yeah, if you get like where you can get a really killer plate or strap, and it helps your best characters to go to that next level, you want to do that. So definitely when it comes to plates, don't be afraid to ask questions. What do you mean, Evo? Like everyone it's good on? Is that what you're asking? We can dink around with it on stream tomorrow and just put it on whoever you want, Evo. Yeah, let's mess with it tomorrow. I like Trish and Powerhouse Austin are probably my top two. Um, typically the Bubba Yellow, but you said you weren't impressed by it, but I played it on stream after that, and I hit like 70 mil, like 60 to 70 mil. Vader, it's awesome on. Yep. Showboat Seth as well. Yep. Yep. Um, it's actually good, really good on Showboat KO too, but he doesn't hit hard enough. Yeah, it's probably Evo. He doesn't know what he's doing. I'm just kidding, Evo. Usually Evo hits harder than any of the stuff I do. What trainers were you using, Evo? You did get better at gold? Okay. Yeah, after you messaged me, I ran him again to make sure, and I think I was like mostly between 60 and 70 million pretty much every time. Okay. No worries. Doesn't matter. But yeah, we can mess around with them. We can put it on a bunch of people. Forever, I only had one. I kind of quit thinking about it. Now there's some more this month out there. So Sheriff's Badge would be some good videos to, or good things to do anyway. 75, 77, perfect. There you go. No complaints about that then. It could be something to do with the buff. It absolutely could be. Oh, that's okay, Bunders. Nothing to say sorry about, man. Now, thank you so much for letting me do the roster dive. It was a lot of fun. Let me get off of this screen. Is anyone else streaming? Oh, Professor's streaming. He has giveaways and crap. I should probably get you guys there. Oh, enjoy the night out with your brother, man. Good to do. It's a lot of fun. I think McMenemy's up next for roster review, and then I don't think I have anyone queued. So if somebody wants to, don't be shy. I am happy to do them. They're fun. And that's what I like doing on Tuesdays, actually. It's free, bikes. they're free. I don't charge. That would, yeah, be really weird. See if I can spell professor right. Huh? I mean, so you're on stream fairly often, Vikes. You would just DM me and say you want to do a roster review, and then it gets you in the queue. I have Discord. I don't have a server, Derek. They have to friend request me so they can DM me. Then I'd get you in the queue. Yeah, that's all, Vikes. Yep. No, definitely wouldn't charge. Oh, that's right on, Bunders. That's awesome. Well, enjoy it. Cool, Vikes. Enjoy it very much, Bunders. We're just setting him up a way Bunders could run him is all. Right on. Good. That's the goal. That's what I was hoping would happen with him. I just want to help people have an easier time with the game. Make the more you know, the better you can, better decisions you can make. Yeah, I'll run it real quick before the raid goes out. I clicked the raid button, so if it ends before that. It's just the sub build, if you don't have the Hulkamania plate. Jeez. And I'm gonna lose all my sub gems because it's me. Just a sub build for Bray. Yeah, with the dog ear gremlin plate and no multiply trainers. Not much, just getting ready to raid Professor. He's doing giveaways. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zesto. Bunders. Bye!